Yo, everybody, welcome back to the motherfucking Minority Sports Report Wrestling Edition.
Sounds like I already breaking shit over there.
I am. And baby's sleep too, so I gotta be extra cautious right now. I'm your motherfucking boy, Big Black.
And I'm your boy, Skate Dollar.
Word, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like this video, and hit the bell icon so you can get the notifications. We appreciate it. Holy shit, we had some shit go down this weekend. But
some good shit go down.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna dictate the flow. So let's go, homeboy.
All right, well, let's get the other shit out of the way, because I know you want to talk about Double or Nothing.
Duh.
But so let's start off with Impact. We had Impact on Access. Kicked off with Sami Callihan talking about Kenny Omega and Don Callis, talking shit about them. Moose ended up coming out because Sami Callihan helped Moose against Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. Then the Good Brothers came out. They all got into some shit, and they eventually got a tag team match announced for later that night. Moose and Callihan versus the Good Brothers. So we'll get to that in a few. Next up was TJP and Fallah Bahh defeating Josh Alexander and Petey Williams, looking like the new Team Canada right there. It's the Canadian Kurt Angle and the Canadian Destroyer, so it's kind of the new Team Canada. They got the L in that one. Next, there was a 5-on-5 knockout tag team match. It was the team of Rosemary, Tennille Dashwood, Havoc, and Rachel Ellering and Jordan and Grace, defeating Knockouts champion Deonna Purrazzo, Kimberly, Susan, and the Knockouts tag team champions Fire and Flavor, Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, big win for those ladies there. Then we had Violent by Design coming out to address the nobody crowd that was at Impact. Eric Young was basically talking about how Violent by Design now owns wrestling, started like naming territories and shit, and I believe he grazed over Japan, and that's when the lights went out, and then New Japan Pro Wrestling star Satoshi Kojima came out to the ring, and he got in the face of that dude Joe Deering, that big tall dude with the mustache, long hair. Got in his face. He's one half of the tag team champions. I guess they have beef from back in New Japan. So Kojima, just all he said in the mic was Against All Odds, which is their next pay-per-view. So these two are going to have a match at the next pay-per-view on June 12th.
Word.
So that's going to be a good one there.
Oh, yeah.
Next up, we had Decay. That's Crazy Steve with 2 Z's and Black Taurus. They defeated the team of Johnny Swinger and Hernandez. And then in that main event that we talked about, the Good Brothers defeated Moose and Sami Callihan. Excuse me.
You are excused, sir.
Then we'll jump to New Japan, get that out of the way. They still had their road to Wrestle Grand Slam, even though Wrestle Grand Slam was canceled. They had 3 events over the past week, but not much of it, like any importance or what, like, didn't seem like anything crazy. There was no title matches or anything like that. Just a lot of tag matches and shit. The only thing I did see is my boys Gorillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga and Tongaloa. They had 3 matches on each of the 3 nights of events, and they won all 3 of those matches.
Oh, word.
But yeah, so the next event is Road to Dominion. There's going to be 3 events, June 1st, 2nd, and 4th. And that's going to end with Dominion being Monday, June 7th, where they announced Kazuchika Okada will face Shingo Takagi for that vacant IWGP World Heavyweight Championship since Will Ospreay got hurt and had to vacate it.
Poor old Will.
So we're going to have a champion as of June 7th at that event.
June 7th, then right around the corner.
Yep. So that's the Japanese side. Back in the U.S., we had New Japan Strong. This week's episode opened up with Clark Connors defeating AJZ. My boy El Phantasmo defeating Wheeler Yuta. And then in the main event, we had the Strong Openweight Championship match where champion Tom Lawler defended his belt against Chris Dickinson in his first title defense.
Oh, Dickinson.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was New Japan Strong.
Tight.
Now we'll kick into the shit you want to talk about. AEW.
Who says I want to talk about this shit?
Oh, you know you want to talk about it because that's all you watched. So we'll kick it off with a Friday night edition of Dynamite.
Yeah.
That show kicked off with Darby Allin defeating Cesar Bononi.
Big ass Cesar Bononi.
Yeah, big ass was a Brazilian dude.
Yeah.
Football player. Former football player, too.
American football.
Yeah. Next up, we had the Cody Rhodes, Anthony Gogo weigh-in, which was kind of lame. I didn't even really take notes about it.
Yeah, I was in my phone. I did not even.
Yeah, don't even remember much of what happened there. Next up was the Hangman Adam Page and Joey Janela match. Can't even talk right now.
You're good, dog.
But yeah, Hangman got the win there, and that was a solid match.
Nice. Yeah, it was nice seeing Joey Janela, because I haven't seen him wrestle
back on Dynamite. Yeah,
back on Dynamite at least. Yeah,
I haven't seen Darker Elevation, so I don't know if he's been on there in a while.
And when I say I haven't seen this person in a while, I'm referring strictly to Dynamite. Nothing else.
Same. Too much wrestling.
Yeah, there's a lot of wrestling. It's a good thing though.
Yeah. Next up, we had Orange Cassidy responding to Kenny Omega's offer, but instead of Orange Cassidy coming out, Omega and Don Callis came out, started talking the usual shit. Pac came out. He got beat down by Omega and the Good Brothers. Then Cassidy and Best Friends came out. Orange Cassidy gave Kenny Omega an envelope, which ended up being the shredded offer to back out of the match at Double or Nothing. So they got into it. Cassidy laid out Omega and Pac with orange punches, and that's how that ended. I think they went to commercial right after that.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
Next up, we had Jade Cargill taking on Kylan King, where she got the win. Jade Cargill got the win in that one. Wasn't necessarily a squash match, but it was close to it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a showcase for Homegirl. For both of them, I would say. Yeah. Mostly Jade.
Yeah. Next up, we had the TNT Championship match. It was Miro defending his belt against Dante Martin, where he successfully defended his belt. I didn't see any way that Dante Martin had any kind of chance against Miro.
Yeah, there's no way in hell. That kid hasn't earned the stripes yet.
But I hear just put him over for one match until his pay-per-view match. Just get him there.
Yep. Yeah.
Next up, we had Kairoshida's 1-year championship celebration. They gave Shida a new, bigger, better-looking championship belt.
It's almost as big as this one.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Literally, that's literally the size of it.
Yeah, it used to be tiny.
Yeah, it was real small.
But yeah, the new one's fucking tight.
Of course, the heel, Britt Baker, had to come out and ruin the moment. They got into their shit, setting up their pay-per-view match.
Which was a snoozer.
Yeah, sure was. Next up, we had Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page defeating the Dark Order. That was a team of Evil Uno and Stu Grayson.
Yeah.
That was a solid match. And then in not really the main event, but the last thing on the show was the Inner Circle celebration, where Eric Bischoff came out, announced them all, there was like a video package and shit. Then at some point MJF appeared on the screen. He had, who was it, Dean Malenko? He had Dean Malenko
Yeah, that's right. It was
hostage
Dean Malenko. Yeah.
on the Jags field. And so the Inner Circle ran to try to save Dean Malenko, and they got attacked from behind by the Pinnacle. And they beat him through kind of the tunnel area into the stands. I forgot who it was, but two dudes from the Inner Circle got power driven through tables off of the risen seats.
Yeah, those lower bowl seats.
Yeah, I forgot who ate the pile drivers.
Yeah, me too. It was tight though.
Yeah, it was. What was it? Stereo pile drivers.
Stereo through the tables.
Through the tables
nice.
Onto the field.
Yeah, it was nice. It was
and that's taste. How they ended that. Jumping into the pay-per-view, which was this past Sunday night. We had Double or Nothing, which kicked off. With they did this for free. I'm not sure exactly where it was. I'm assuming it was on TNT or YouTube.
It's probably Bleacher Report as well.
Bleacher Report does some shit too. But it was the NWA Women's Championship match where Serena Deeb defended against Rio. Fantastic match. Yeah, but Serena Deeb got the win in that one. Defended her belt.
Yeah, it was just you're gonna hear us say great match or fantastic match like quite a bit going forward. Because it was a great fucking pay-per-view. It really was. And actually I may or may not have paid for it, so who knows.
Leaving it vague.
Yeah, it was tight.
Next up we had Hangman Adam Page taking on Brian Cage. Brian Cage came out by himself, wanted to do this one on his own.
That shit he came out with, I didn't see it until the replay. That shit was tight.
Yeah, the machine looking gear that he had on.
It was like machine cyborg, but also like gladiator kind of shit. It was tight.
Yeah, gladiator cyborg.
Yeah, that shit was fucking dope.
Yeah, it was dope. I mean, he's a comic book nerd, so it makes sense that he would come up with some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
It was also it was a really good match, but I was going to say the other thing that I want to say too, because it just hit me, was they had a full crowd, which was amazing. Mm-hmm. And I don't watch WWE, so I don't really care about that. So for me, it was really nice seeing all the work that they put in during the pandemic and actually having like the crowd respond to how they were doing it with no one there. Obviously, it helped with the fucking wrestlers there, but it was really cool because I'm like, yo, Brian Cage is the fucking man, and I'm like cheering him on and shit. But like, you know, he's getting booed heavily, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's a bad guy, right? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this is tight.
Yeah, and the crowd was into it from the jump too, so it was amazing.
Yeah,
it would have been dope to be there.
Yeah,
the crowd was live through the whole event.
It would have been nice. It would have been nice.
Yeah, in this match, Hangman got the win with some accidental help from Team Taz. Team Taz ended up coming out, even though Brian Cage didn't want him to try to help Cage. He ended up getting distracted, and Hangman ended up pulling out the win. Brian Cage ended up walking away all pissed off, walking away from Ricky Starks and Hook. So probably see some kind of split there.
Yeah, some kind of fracturing within that group.
Yep.
Because, I mean, they've been planting that shit for months now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially now that when he came out for this one, he was like, I want to come out by myself, do it by myself and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And that whole respecting that he had with Sting. Yeah, it's definitely coming up sooner or later.
It's time.
Next up, we had the AEW Tag Team Championship match where the Young Bucks were defending against Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Again, another fantastic match.
Same thing, like Eddie Kingston getting his dues finally. Like, nigga, that crowd popped for Eddie. It was crazy. Like, I felt really good for him because I'm like, it's time. He's been putting in the work for fucking
getting his big moments.
Yeah, so that shit was, again, it was good, man.
Yeah, good match. Was reading the thing online. A lot of people seem to be on board with Moxley and Kingston winning the belts, which I would have liked, but I didn't see that happening.
Oh no,
and it didn't happen because the Bucks defended and got the win in this one. But still put up a hell of an effort. Moxley got hit with how many fucking super kicks and V triggers?
Four
BTE triggers?
BTEs, yeah. 4 in a row.
Crazy.
It was crazy.
Yeah, shit was dope. Good match.
Yeah, even
Eddie the Bucks there.
Even Eddie Kingston was doing a little bit of flying for himself. I was like, oh shit, he definitely bought his A game. But yeah, I would love to see Moxley and Kingston with the belt, but fucking, there's no way. The storyline that they had set up prior to Double or Nothing with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, just kind of splintering, like I was like, there's no way in hell they're going to lose the championships at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good one.
We'll see.
Definitely
a good one. Next up, there was the Casino Battle Royale, whatever they wanted to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a shitload of dudes in it. I'm not going to go over everybody.
Oh, hell no. There's too many motherfuckers.
But the main thing, this year's Joker card was New Japan Pro Wrestling star Leo Rush, which great to see him come out. He got a huge pop from the crowd and then almost immediately got eliminated, which is fucking terrible. Terrible. Like, unless he's going to be there for a very long time wrestling in AEW, like, you just fucked up having Leo Rush out there because he put on a little bit of a show. Yeah, but it was short-lived.
Yeah, it was definitely it was his moment to shine, but not to shine.
Yeah. It's like, go do your thing. You got 2 minutes.
Right. Barely.
You're on the clock. Go. But yeah, so after that, the final two ended up being Jungle Boy and Christian Cage. And Jungle Boy got the big win there, eliminated Christian Cage. Them two hugged it out at the end. Basically, Christian Cage was like, it's your time now to go for the belt. Passing the torch, all that bullshit. But big win for Jungle Boy. Crowd was loving it, singing his song.
Yeah, that shit was like, I got goosebumps. Like, even thinking about it now, I'm just like mad excited. Like, I was fucking jamming. I wasn't swinging my hands and shit, but literally that whole fucking place was just like, I could imagine. I think they even said it too. Like, the whole building was shaking like after he won that match because like everybody was just like fucking pumped.
Yeah,
like shit
was nice.
Yeah, shit was live. I got young goosebumps again. Shit was tight.
So after the battle royal, we had Cody Rhodes taking on Anthony Gogo. Cody Rhodes, the American Dream, one night only. The American Dream, Cody Rhodes got the big win over Anthony Gogo.
Even his costume that he came out with was fucking crazy.
Who, Cody's?
Yeah. Did you see it?
Mm-hmm.
That shit was nice. I was like, man, but yeah, USA over the UK, baby.
On Memorial Day.
Memorial Day
Eve.
Right. Although Cody got the win, he put Anthony Ogogo over too at the same time. Like, I didn't realize he was going to be this kind of wrestler. I'm thinking he's just going to be a power guy, kind of like Will Hobbs and shit. But now this nigga was doing shit off the top rope and frog splashing and shit. I'm like, oh, okay, Anthony.
It was good to finally see him in like a full long match and not one of those short matches where he just hits a body shot and somebody
pops the blood capsule. Pop the blood pill.
Spit your red spit out. It's not even blood.
I know. It's so funny.
But yeah, Cody Rhodes got the win there. Next up, we had the TNT Championship match. We had Miro taking on Lance Archer. Miro, the champion, was defending his belt against Lance Archer. And these two dudes, giant dudes, beat the shit out of each other for a good amount of time. And the ending made sense because you still you want to protect the character of these two monsters. Right. But Miro got the win by choking / submitting Archer to unconsciousness.
Yeah, his thing is like,
because it wasn't really a choke.
But no, the thing is like he covers their mouth and their nose, and then he uses his forearms because they're so big. Like that's his
that's
thing.
True too. I forgot he does.
So that's the shtick, and that's how Lance Archer passed out and retained his beastly status. Because again, he didn't tap or he didn't get submitted pin. But to even add on to that match, like these motherfuckers are huge. These motherfuckers were doing top rope shit too. Like it was fucking crazy how, bro, he gave Miro one of the dopest chokeslams I've ever seen in my fucking life. Miro sold the shit out of it. This nigga, Miro's legs are like tree trunks, right? This nigga jumped up in the air so high that fucking Lance Archer was literally like behind himself, stretching out, and then had to pull him forward.
I said it last night. He chokeslammed him from behind.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy, man. I was like, yo, like, it was a great match. That shit was fucking
Lance
awesome.
Archer doing the backflip off the top rope, where he walks to the middle of the rope and then does a backflip off of it. Yeah, these dudes are insane.
Crazy.
Yeah, big win for Miro there. Solid match.
Yeah,
Miro still champ.
Still champ. Yeah, I love him as the TNT champ because we've had too many. I mean, I know it's a young promotion, but it's like it's finally nice to have a heel, like an outright heel as a champ for the TNT. It's nice. Kind of like
Brody was heel.
I mean,
Brody Lee was heel.
Yeah. But they were likable though. You know,
they weren't real likable until like he got off TV. Until Brody Lee disappeared.
Yeah.
They didn't. Yeah, it was like once he was off TV, they started becoming likable.
You're right. I didn't. For me, I didn't consider Brody an outright heel because the promos he cut were fucking hilarious and intimidating. So that's just me.
Well, yeah. The thing about it is like he's the super heel, and they're like the comedic relief in the background. Yeah. You take away the heel, they're just the likable comedy relief.
Right. And that's exactly what happened. Yeah. Good old Brody.
Yeah. Good old Brody. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. But yeah, Miro, it's time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So next up, we had the AEW Women's Championship match with that new belt on the line. Champion Kairoshida was defending against Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And your girl took a L.
What's
the role model, like it says on your shirt right there?
She did not take it.
The role model got the win. No, I'm saying the role model got the win. Your girl Sheeta got the loss.
They're all my girls, bro. They're all my girls.
No, you can't say that now.
I've been saying that. I've always had the Britt Baker shirt before I had anything Sheeta.
That's true. That's true.
I said I would have loved to see Sheeta win because she hasn't had the opportunity to do it in front of a crowd. That's literally the only reason why I was hoping she would win. But there's no fucking way. Like, yeah, that match, it had its moments. They were definitely, they put all their shit out there because there were times where like they were barely holding each other up because they were so fatigued, you know. But they put on a fucking show, and I would say the first like quarter was great. Second quarter was okay. Going into the second half, it was like, okay. And then just like the last like 10, 15 minutes maybe was just like for me at least, because like I knew Britt was going to win, but just the near falls and just like the drama, the hype that was just building up in that shit was just so good. So
the crowd made it so much better because they were like, dude, with the near fall that Britt got instead of chanting 1, 2, 3 like they always do, they said DMD. That shit was awesome.
Yeah, that shit was tight. Yeah,
like if they gave her the win at that moment, like that would have been a highlight reel moment for the longest time.
For real, bro. That shit was so good.
But yeah, Britt Baker got the win with the lockjaw. Her submission hold with the mandible claw locked in. It's like the cripple of crossface with the mandible claw.
Mandible claw. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. That was nice, though. I wonder what they're going to do with Sheeta. She's not done yet.
No, she's definitely not done yet. But yeah, Britt almost took the L, but after getting accidentally hit with Rebel's crutch.
That's right.
She got cracked across I think that was the head, or I think it was the back.
I don't even remember.
I don't remember. She got cracked with the crutch pretty damn good.
Yeah. I was like, oh, shit, this is how Sheeta's going to win? Okay. because that's
immediately kicked out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a great match, and like you said, the build up at the end with the back-to-back near falls and shit like that, it was great with the crowd.
Fucking great. It was great. Yeah.
Next up, we had Sting and Darby Allin taking on Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page in another great match, mainly because I was surprised to see Sting be Sting.
100% with you, in agreement with that. Like, the lead up to the match, like, Sting took a bump on the runway, and I was like, oh shit. And then Scorpio Sky, like, standing on the shit, and then he, like, jumped onto the thing, and then Sting is on the same thing, and then he took his shirt off, and he had the no, that was later. Dude, it was...
Yeah, we're talking about a 60-year-old man?
Yeah. Dog, this shit was... My man was doing all the shit that we love Sting for, and immediately when he got into the ring, that's what it was. He got into the ring, he took his shirt off, and he had the unitard, and the crowd lost it. Yeah, the Scorpions and shit. Like, the crowd lost it. I lost it. Everybody who was watching it lost it. And then fucking he started doing a couple things, and then the crowd lost it with the "You Still Got It" chant. And I know that shit energized him, because that motherfucker went in the whole fucking match. Ugh. Yeah. That match, it was a great match. But
see the Sting splash again.
It was all about Sting. I'm sorry to the other three guys. Like, they all did a great job, but no, that was all about Sting.
It was definitely the showcase for Sting to show that he does still have it. At least he did still at least have that one in him. I don't know how many more he can do. I don't know how long he's going to need after this to recover.
Right.
But hell of a match. And him and Darby got the win in that one. Big win.
Yeah. I'm trying. I have to watch it again, because I literally just my recollection of that match was every single thing that Sting did.
Dude, I was sitting there trying to, because I didn't rewatch it. I only watched it the when we watched it live in the group. But trying to go back and write my notes, like, I couldn't remember a lot of the shit, because the next match topped the last one and pushed like everything from the last match out of my head. It was like, oh, remember all these spots? Nope. Look at all these spots. Remember all these spots? Nope. Look at all these spots.
Yeah, it was a great build-up, man. That's how you put on a fucking show.
Yeah, definitely a hell of a pay-per-view. And we still had 2 matches to go after that.
And that surprise announcement.
Oh. Remind me.
All right. I don't remember when.
That's right. Yes, I don't remember exactly when it happened.
But fucking Mark Henry, the world's
I believe it was somewhere around this time.
It was around this time, yeah. The world's strongest man is going to be.
Fuck! I can't believe I forgot to put that in there.
A fucking coach, and he's going to be on the booth on the new show that's happening on Fridays
on TNT Rampage.
Rampage.
It's going to be TNT Rampage.
Yeah, and I was like, what?
Yeah, shocked the world, dude.
Literally shocked the world. Walked out, everybody popped. This crazy shit. He just stood there, waved to everybody, put his hands down, walked back inside, and I was just like, boss status.
Yeah, because like I definitely seen, just following all the wrestling, I just get all wrestling news and shit, and I seen that he's been working out, and everybody's just automatically assumed he's looking for that last run in WWE.
That's what I saw too.
And then to see him come out there, dude, it caught me completely off guard. I was not expecting that.
Man, the last interview I saw with Mark Henry, he was talking about being a company guy, WWE shit. Like, I'm going to die with this company and all this shit. I'm like, and this was like maybe 3 months ago, not even that long ago. So I'm like,
I wonder how much that had to do with Paul Wright. I wonder how much he got in his ear and how much that's going to open the door for more of these dudes to come over.
That's what we were saying when the former Big Show, that's what we're talking about. When he came all those months ago, we're like, bro, this is going to open the floodgates for not only vets, but for talent who feel like they're being wasted. Speaking of your girl, Tnt Championship, I was going to send you this article, but then I had to do dad stuff. She said Vince McMahon straight up paid her to stay at home till the end of her contract.
Oh, I read that article.
And then offered to pay her more to stay at home just so she wouldn't sign with AEW. So every time
for her release,
every time they say, well, we're not concerned about AEW. It is bullshit. Okay. I just want you guys to know that.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. The only reason they ended up releasing her was because of COVID.
Yeah. Like, dude.
Yeah. If not, she'd still be probably sitting at home doing nothing.
Doing nothing.
And I'm glad they let her go.
For real. She's a great addition to AEW.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
See, she got her action figure. She got an action figure coming up.
She does?
Yep.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna have to cop that.
So where were we? Sting and Darby. So we went over that.
Yeah,
one.
They got that W. Yep.
Next, we had the AEW World Championship match. This was a triple threat match. It's Kenny Omega, the champion, defending against Orange Cassidy and Pac, the Bastard. And another fucking amazing match between these three dudes. So much shit.
Pac is easily my favorite singles wrestler.
Yes.
In AEW. There's
no
question.
Pac is my favorite wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite person in AEW may be different, but yes, my favorite wrestler is definitely Pac.
Yeah, for sure. That's yeah. There's no question. That nigga is such a beast.
Yeah, my favorite all around. That's more of a discussion, but all around solid wrestling. This dude never disappoints. The high flying with the technical shit, with the power shit.
Yeah,
and he's short little dude. He's just like it's a beast.
Then he has the accent too, bro. So it just works better in America too.
Man, always pissed off.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
Great character.
Yeah, I love his fucking.
Yeah,
character.
This shit was nuts, man. The fucking Orange Cassidy with the hands in his pants, going over with the crowd. Fuck, man, I can't even think of all the shit that's happened in this match.
There was so much dope shit going on.
Yeah,
and they paced it out well. There's very few times all three of them were in the shit, but when all three of them were in the shit, all three of them were in the shit. So Pac did a 450 frog splash off the top rope while fucking Kenny Omega was giving Orange Cassidy like some kind of fucking chokehold or some weird shit.
Yeah, bro. he gave him with the Falcon Arrow. No, not the Falcon Arrow. I think it's the Falcon Arrow.
Oh, the broken arrow. Rope.
Or the
something
like
arrow.
that.
Because the Falcon
Black Arrow.
That's
Arrow.
Sheeta's. Yeah,
I think it's Black Arrow.
Yeah,
gave him that, which is like a backflip, a corkscrew backflip, while Omega and Orange Cassidy were doing the back bridge to get out of a pinning situation. Landed on both of them. That was nuts.
That happened 3 times in the match, and then every other time it was just 2 niggas doing crazy shit, a dude catching his breath, and then just like it was.
But Orange Cassidy, remember Pac hit Kenny Omega with something. Forgot what he hit him. I think he probably hit him with another Black Arrow or something. And then Orange Cassidy came in out of nowhere, threw Pac out of the ring, and almost got the win. Like a lot of those shit, like it was nuts.
It was
a lot of crazy shit. So many times. Orange Cassidy got close a bunch of times in this match.
Yeah, he did. Oh man, the ending was great too, though. Like,
and then the way Kenny Omega snuck away with the win, like after all the shit going on, you thought he was bound to lose because he just kept getting his ass kicked, and then bang, he gets the win at the end.
So it fucking the way it happened too, like Pac hit Kenny with the Black Arrow. And then Don Callis, Kenny's manager, he's in the booth. He literally goes like shit, and he just drops the mic down, and they're like, "Where the fuck is he going?"
To the ring.
He runs to the ring. Orange Cassidy does that shit. He throws Pac out the ring and tries to get the pin. He doesn't get the pin, and then this nigga Don Callis just starts throwing every single belt that Kenny Omega has, and he just starts laying them into fucking Pac. And then the last one hits
every championship belt.
He hits. I think he hit Orange Cassidy with the AEW belt, maybe.
Yeah, man.
And then got the fucking pin. Oh, he hit the ref too. That's what it was. He hit Kenny Omega hit the ref.
No, yeah, because Pac had Orange Cassidy in the submission.
Yeah.
And Omega was trying to like hit him out of it, but he wouldn't. He was like beast moding through it. And so he was like, fuck it, I have no other choice. And he took out the ref. And that's so Aubrey came running down. Aubrey Edwards came running down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, it was great. It was great. It was
pandemonium.
Great. Yeah, it was great storytelling, man.
Yeah, it was awesome. Hell of a back and forth between those three dudes. But
yeah, awesome, man.
Like I said, Kenny Omega got the sneaky win.
Snuck that shit.
After almost getting his ass kicked at the end a bunch of times. Because there was maybe 4 or 5 near falls that were like so damn close to him losing.
Oh yeah.
It was fantastic. Well done.
Well done, AEW. Well done.
Then in the main event, which I don't know how much you've seen, a lot of people were saying Stadium Stampede should have been the co-main event, and the AEW Championship should have been the main event. But Stadium Stampede Part 2 was still dope as shit.
Mm-hmm.
The Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle. Another thing, man, there was just so many spots because they supposed to start off in the field, and they ended up in the fucking stands and then in the offices and fucking.
Oh yeah, that's right. Urban Meyer was in one of the.
They ended up in the Jags coaching rooms. Urban Meyer was there with another coach. They ended up in some nightclub part of the fucking facility, and fucking WCW star Conan was the DJ there.
Yeah, shit was crazy.
Just so many random things. They were in the cafeteria, like a conference area. They were fucking everywhere in this shit.
They were in that facility. They went way deeper than the first match. The first time they did the Stadium Stampede. It was great. Here's why you couldn't have that be the co-main. Is the way it ended is the way you end a show. You know, like the audience wouldn't have popped that hard if it was the other way around. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you end it with Jericho coming in there, everybody singing Jericho's song and shit. Like, that had to be the fucking main event. You had to end it that way. Like, you had to end it that way.
I agree.
Speaking of, I just gave the fucking ending, but
no, that's cool. He's gonna get to it in a second anyway. But yeah, like I said, that article I seen that I was like, what?
I saw it too.
Worked out way better. It was it worked out well.
Yeah.
But it's fantastic. Like I said, they worked their way throughout the entire fucking facility, ended up fighting through the crowd out to the ring. It was Sammy and Sean Spears. But speaking of Sean Spears, that scene when he was in the room with all the chairs.
Yeah.
Did you? He walks into a dark room and then the spotlight just shines on him sitting in the chair with one chair in his hand.
So stupid.
And then all the lights come on. You just see he's surrounded by chairs. Because if you remember, his nickname's the Chairman.
Mm-hmm.
So that shit was mad funny.
Speaking of, he gave Sammy Guevara a mean chair shot in that.
Oh yeah, he did.
And like that shit was crazy. And I was like, oh, that's why they call him the Chairman, because I haven't seen anyone get hit with a chair that hard in a long time.
Yeah, he took it more in the shoulder, so I think that's why he was able to hit him as hard as he did.
For sure.
But yeah, he definitely still hit him in the head with some part of that chair, because that shit definitely folded on his body too.
That shit was crazy.
The fucking Sammy ran over Sean Spears with the fucking go-kart. The golf cart.
The golf cart, yeah.
Who's it? Somebody was getting chased by bikers at one point.
I want to say it might have been Sean Spears.
Might have been.
Because he was he was looking for Tully, because that was when he had locked up, chained up, handcuffed Sammy in that room.
Oh, yeah.
He was walking down the hallway, and it was their biker gang, or their biker crew, chasing them down the hall. And their Harleys.
MJF got the fucking thing stapled in his forehead. Remember that?
Yo, it was so good. It was so good. Yeah, there was a lot of great shit. Oh, even man, the way the Inner Circle came out, like, fucking rappelled down from the fucking roof of this goddamn stadium and shit in front of their logo.
The scoreboard or whatever that big ass screen was.
Oh man, that shit was crazy. Yeah, everything.
Yeah,
that was nice, man.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was definitely a spectacle.
Yeah, that shit was tight. Do yourself a favor and try to watch those highlights.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely one of the better pay-per-views I've seen in a while.
Yeah, for sure. AEW always puts on a good pay-per-view, but this one was fucking up there.
Yeah, the crowd definitely had a lot to do with it too.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. That interaction. And you could see it too. All the wrestlers, even the heels, like when they were getting booed and all that shit, you could see it like, yeah, we're back. You know, you see them break character for like a split second, you know.
Like at the end, like you would say alluded to earlier, like the ending of the Stadium Stampede when Inner Circle's in the ring and they was everybody was singing fucking Jericho song, Judas. Like you could see them talking to each other like, holy shit, like this is the shit.
Yeah. Right. This is why we do this shit, you know?
Mhm.
Like this is fucking why we do it, yo. Like it was
for real.
and that's why we watch, man. Like straight up. Like it was really good.
Yeah, because and like you said, that and everybody was singing and shit. That crowd was amped.
Yeah. And again, props to AEW because they had the super pop in the beginning because everybody was just excited to be at the show and everybody sustained through the whole shit. And then they had the super pop in the middle with Jungle Boy winning. And then it sustained and then it popped again with Mark Henry and then with fucking Jericho. Like that shit was just like, that's
and I like that the ending of Stadium Stampede went down to Sammy and Sean Spears, and not anybody. Like that was crazy that it was them two, the only ones that made it to the ring and fought it out in the ring. And Sammy got the pin and shit. But like, you would think in a main event like that, Jericho was gonna want the spotlight, or MJF was gonna want the spotlight, or somebody else. But
nope, they put the two guys that needed the most. I mean, not that they needed, but
the young dudes.
Yeah, that shit was great.
Hell of a match. It's good shit.
Hell of a match, hell of a show, hell of a podcast. Thank you guys for watching this shit with us. We are at TMS Report. That's where you can follow us all. I fucked that up so bad. Make sure, again, like I said, hit that subscribe button, like this shit, hit the bell so you get the notifications. And Skame, where can they follow, bro?
Follow me at Skame666.
Whoa, follow him at Skame666 and follow me. I am at the Beatnik. Thank you guys for fucking with us. And again, we are the Minority Sports Report Wrestling Edition. We'll be back next week. Peace.